Hi everyone, I'm super excited to be doing this reading for you today. This is going to be a collective message for the year 2023. Okay, so I'm going to go right into just speaking briefly on the chakras and the planets. If you want to just go into the message, that's fine. You can go ahead and skip ahead, but I'm just going to briefly just review the chakra and the planets, okay, that came up in this spread. So we have the root chakra that came up in the Emperor and the Ten of Swords. The root chakra is associated with red. It's located in our spine tailbone area, and this is about the foundation. It's about our basic needs, stability, our need for connection, and this governs our survival instincts. Blocked energies can impact your health, so be mindful of that when it comes down to the root chakra. The next thing that came up twice was the third eye chakra. This is about our intuition. This is located between our eyes, our eyebrows, and this is about our inner knowledge. The color associated to this is indigo and violet. The next thing that came up is the solar plexus and the Seven of Pentacles, which is associated to the color yellow. And the solar plexus is about our self-esteem, our confidence, our personal power. It's in our abdominal area, so it deals with digestive things. And some affirmations that you can say for the year 2023 is, I am deserving, I am worthy, I am a powerful creator, okay? And last, what came up in the death card was the heart chakra, which is associated to the color green. This is about our love, compassion, emotional awareness, and trust. However, when it's blocked, you could have difficulty forgiving or having this lack of self-love, or you could feel trapped in like toxic relationships. You could be going through grief, feelings of loneliness, fear of betrayal, or like immune issues, tightness in your chest. So it can take on in a physical form. Of course, I'm not here to prescribe, treat, or mitigate anything. If you're going through any challenges, please consult with a professional, okay? But I want you to be equipped with this knowledge and be able to do your own research. So look up the different chakras that we discussed on today, which is the root, the third eye, the solar plexus, and the heart chakra. And look up like what are the symptoms when it's underactive, when it's overactive, when there's an imbalance, or when it's balanced. And I feel like that will help you on your path, okay? Some of the planets that we have here, it looks like we have Mars, which is about action and energy. We have the Sun, which is about the conscious mind and the ego. We have Uranus, which is about rebelliousness and revolution. We have Venus, which is about love and pleasure here. And then we move into Saturn, which is about responsibility and discipline. And lastly, Pluto, which is about regeneration and transformation, okay? You're gonna see how all of this fits in, which is why I wanted to just touch into that really quick, because now I'm gonna get into the message for you guys, okay? So the collective message, I feel like, guys, if you are not decisive in 2023, events in your life is going to begin to unfold that's going to force you to make that change. This is what this is about. It's forcing you to make this change. You're going through a transitional time. If you've been holding on to things, if you've been procrastinating, if you've been suppressing things, if you felt like you was holding on because it provided you a sense of stability, maybe a sense of safety, certainty, familiarity, or comfort, I feel like you are transcending to a higher calling, and this is why the Death and the Emperor card came up. I want you to notice the theme. So what I said, you're transcending to a higher calling. You have the Emperor, the Death, you have the Ten of Swords, and then you have this beautiful card here that says creative power. So notice the theme that came up in this spread. I feel like you are thinking about trying something different or breaking away from old routines. So when one door closes, another door is opening for you. You are growing into a new version of yourself. You are in the process of creating something of prominence. But here with the trust and trickster and the creative power, although you're in the process of creating something of prominence, some of you are going through imposter syndrome. Spirit is saying some of this is rooted, some of this behavior is rooted from childhood or social conditioning. Spirit is saying some of you may feel like you are expected or forced, or you have this obligation to do things that you don't want to do, or maybe you feel like you're forced to transform into someone that you're not. And it feels like you're being forced to do what others expect you to accomplish, but it's not really what you desire. And Spirit is also saying some of you may have experimented with different things in your life. So this could be different things to gain skills because you thought it would bring you a sense of self-worth or increase your value. Now, the good news is you are in 2023 going to be held to a high standard, especially this Emperor and this King of Swords is screaming at. You're going to be held to high standards, which means that your level of responsibility is going to be a lot, is going to be increasing. And I feel like you are realizing that your standards are changing. It could also be that you're holding yourself to higher standards in 2023. I think what's happening here is the route that you thought you was going to take is no longer in alignment with who you are today. Spirit is saying the truth is, though, that your journey was a part of the gestation of conceiving and tapping into your higher self. So it was a part of the process, guys. I want to talk to the people in the back real quick. I want you to stop staying in situations that you staying in situations longer than you're supposed to. 100%. Whether this is career, whether this is in love and relationships, whatever this is, it's dragging out, okay? Longer than it's supposed to. Okay, so Spirit is saying as a result of being disillusioned, you're going to be detached from any dependencies you had, any excuses you were making. You're being detached from those things. You are in 2023, you're redirecting your attention to what is important. And I feel like you're going to go through the different defense mechanisms. You're going through the different stages of the defense mechanisms, okay? Okay, I see what's happening here. So you're dealing with different defense mechanisms to deal with your reality, but in 2023, you're going to be forced to actually deal with this reality. Does that make sense? So different defense mechanisms to deal with the reality, but 2023 is forcing you to actually address and deal and face that reality. So in other words, you're going to be developing your innate abilities and stepping into your calling. So see how we talk about the root chakra and the survival instincts. This is kicking in 2023. You're being forced to do that. The superficial ego-based thinking will dissolve, and this is why the Ten of Swords is here. So that ego-based thinking that we was talking about in the chakra, it's dissolving, guys. When we look at the creative power card, I want to take a look at this because this is a beautiful card. This is about releasing the fear of judgment, okay? This is a spiritual evolution that's going to challenge your identity. Wow, that is so freaking deep, okay? Like, even if we think about the anatomy of a woman and when she's pregnant and stuff, like, Spirit is saying this spiritual evolution can challenge your identity. So when we're looking at, like, the Seven of Pentacles and we're looking at the Death card, this is when you realize that there is more to life than the preconceived notions and goals you initially set for yourself. Now, so when we turn and shift to the Emperor, the Ten of Swords, and we're looking at the King of Swords, this side of the veil, because remember, I think that this is a portal here. So on one side, we're looking at the preconceived notions and the goals you set out for yourself. But however, on the other side, this is about the fear of loss, abandonment, and the lack or feeling like you're not going to be supported, or maybe you feel like the universe is not going to support you. This is that fear. This is that anxiety. This is the unknown, a mystery. But it's through your past life experiences that is showing you that even with all the planning in the world, you cannot prevent everything. Who am I talking to? I'm talking to somebody. Even with all the planning in the world, you cannot prevent everything. So what's happening here in this bottom row is you are literally processing circumstantial versus direct evidence. So this is about your innocence, your authenticity, and your worth in this world through creating your life testimony. Guys, what's happening here is you're going to have to adjust to this new norm. This is why the stinking card is here. Spirit is saying you have to nourish every area of your life. You're going to go through this period of feeling exhausted, but you will soon find relief and understanding that there is no other option but this absolute truth. No more self-deception here with this trusting trickster card. No more self-deception. This is about that self-awareness. You have a radical change here in this death card and a shift in your thinking. But Spirit's not done yet. They're like, okay, wait a minute now. They do have free will. You have free will. And what's happening is, because I'm going to make this make sense, Spirit is saying that some people are scared of success. Some people are scared of taking on a leadership role. Some people are scared of having power because it brings a different level of responsibility and it brings about change. And that's okay. Some people don't really want to be in the spotlight. Perhaps you was in the shadows. Perhaps you kind of, you worked in the background, right? Again, that doesn't mean that you can't make an impact and influence this world, okay? Some people decide, okay, I'm going to write a book. Some people decide, okay, I'm going to do coaching. You can contribute, get creative, and contribute to the world in your own authentic way. So when we look at the Trusting Tricksters card next to, let me put this here so you can just see it, next to the Creative Power card, Spirit is showing me that someone feels like they can't accomplish something. All right, who's struggling with that? Who is struggling with feeling like, with that uncertainty? It's almost like when people say, oh no, you're too old to do this, or you won't be able to achieve that because she's pregnant. Like, this is that narrative Spirit is showing me. Like, it's that talk of like, oh, you're pregnant, you're not going to be able to do that. Like, you have people that's going to say all types of stuff to try to talk you out of your position, to try to talk you out of your calling. There's always an excuse. But you're going to be focusing on the things that you can control and not focusing on what others think you can and cannot do. You are powerful and determined. You will be talking to others about your ideas in your business. And sometimes I do feel like it's hard for you to function. We have the Ten of Swords here. It's hard for you to function sometimes. It's hard for you to concentrate sometimes. But I see what's happening here in 2023 is that you're going to be getting organized. So this is like creating a list. Maybe you're going to write in a planner. Maybe you're going to write in a journal. You're bringing structure. You're making order out of chaos. This is what this Emperor card does. He makes order out of chaos. You are doing strategic planning. I really see you thinking things through. You're going to be taking calculated risk, really thinking. This is why this thinking card is here, guys. In 2023, you're going to be like the problem solver. You're solving problems, and you're going to be the person that's like, okay, I'm finding a solution to this. Very solution oriented. I love this energy. And I feel like it's going to take a lot of discipline. It's going to take a lot of hard work to get things done, but you will make it happen. I feel like it's going to take time for you to receive the results you want, but I do feel like you are going to do things in an unconventional way. Again, like some of you with this Ten of Swords energy, you might feel a little restricted. Like, okay, with this Ten of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles, no matter how much energy or how much effort I put in, this probably won't even work, or this won't work. I won't get back what I'm putting out. It's that type of thinking that I'm seeing for some of you. Some of you feel like you're just working, or maybe you feel like you're just another worker and you're not valued, you're not appreciated. You probably feel lost and caught up in the system. But I want to tell you, do not talk yourself out of something just because it don't seem possible. You are worthy, you are good enough, you are capable, and you are making it happen. You just have to have some patience. Spirit's like, oh, just have some patience. Your desires are going to come into fruition. This is what this card is about. Have some patience, right? It's going to happen. You're going to have to be unconventional. You're going to have to be creative about it. Spirit wants you to have an open mind and to not limit yourself, okay? Not everybody's going to approve of what you do. I'm going to tell you that right now. They might not approve what you do, how you doing it. They might question it. They might think it's weird. Because what happens is you are doing things, you're not conforming. You're doing things in your way, in your unique way. And Spirit is like, okay, listen. Don't focus on the people that's not going to approve. Keep things simple. Don't make things overcomplicated for yourself. You had to learn things the hard way. Not only had you had to learn things the hard way, you learned a lot in this lifetime. You went through a lot of stress. You went through a lot of heartache. You went through a lot of mental exhaustion. It took a lot of fortitude, a lot of strength, a lot of endurance. I'm seeing it right here in the cards. When I look at these cards, right, when I look at the Emperor, the Ten of Swords, and the King of Swords, let me ask you a question. Have you ever felt like you went through the worst situation ever, but then you figure out things? You come out of it eventually. You figure things out. You find your own way. And then suddenly later on, things start to make sense. This is what these cards are saying. Okay? You probably had to pause a little bit to assess things, but eventually you got your shit together. You got it together, and you will keep getting it together. You are realizing that you can't stay in the same cycle much longer, and this is what's happening. You're realizing this. Spirit is saying, do not overexhaust yourself. Do not overdo things. Do not put too much on your plate. You have to pace yourself. This is the reason why you're getting organized and structured, because you do not want to experience burnout here in the Ten of Swords. It's gonna take a lot of strategic planning. I'm gonna tell you this because this is gonna resonate with somebody. Certain aspects of your life, it drains your creativity. No doubt about this. Certain aspects of your life drains your creativity. You are shifting things around because your priorities are changing. And I believe that Spirit wanted me to tell you that because you are recognizing that these certain aspects of your life, that's why you said, nope, not for you. You're realizing that it's draining your creativity here. What's happening is you're on this path, you're ascending, and it's no longer about instant gratification, okay? I feel like this is about you working towards your goals, learning to acknowledge what you did overcome, what you accomplished so far. And this is a message for somebody, guys. If you aren't doing it, you will be doing it in 2023, because sometimes the Emperor and the Ten of Swords and the King of Swords loves to get caught up in the details and the shoulda, coulda, woulda, and the questioning why. Why did I take that job? Why did I take that off? Why did I date that person? Why did I go through that? You want all the damn answers in the world. But I'm just going to say it for you right now, guys. You have to learn how to focus on how far you've made it. Give yourself credit. I know as the Emperor, you govern and stuff, right? So in other words, you're the person that had that. You had a lot put on you, and some of you has been put on you from birth. Like, I'm getting emotional right now. And I don't ever get emotional. I'm like this damn King of Swords right here. I'm like, you had a lot put on you guys. And I think the issue with you is that you achieve, you thrive, but you don't celebrate. You don't Have that self-compassion. You don't, and I get it, because it's almost like one thing after another. It's like, damn, how can you really have the time to really celebrate and pat yourself on the back and take yourself out and treat yourself and stuff? Because every time you turn one corner and meet one milestone, you're met with another obstacle or opposition. I understand that, but spirit wants you to understand that you need to start celebrating yourself, giving yourself credit. Give credit where credit is due. So the death is saying, yes, okay, you can make the best of what you have, but the death is saying you don't have to settle for it. Make the best, but don't settle. I feel like some of you are planting seeds in a place where there was a drought. What does that mean? What does that mean? Were you placing your efforts in places where you know, like, I'm beating a dead horse, this is not going anywhere? This is why I said some of you were staying in situations that no longer serve a purpose for you. You're outstaying your welcome. You don't need to be there no more. You don't need to do that job no more, or that career, or whatever, right? I'm gonna give you an example. It's almost like, you know how you in school and you're majoring in something and you're just like, this doesn't resonate with me no more. Like, I really don't want to do this. But then that person is scared to change their major because of all the time that they put in, the money, or maybe their parents' expectations. And it's like, do what you freaking want to do. Do what you want to do. Do what you feel is right. So what happens is, you was planting seeds, because look at these cards. I'm paying attention to the Seven of Pentacles and the Death. So you're planting seeds in a place where there was a drought, and you digging, you question, you work, you dig some more. And here is the Death, and you finally find what remains. You find the remains, and what remains is that you have something ending. Keep digging, because the remains is, you're gonna find it. Something is ending, guys. And what happens is, this person is about to embark on a fresh new life, a fresh new opportunity. Finding yourself again. You're making room for new growth in 2023. I actually think, because you have 12 here, I think that this is happening, and some of you, this is happening in December of 2022. You're making room for that new growth for 2023. So there is a sense of anticipation. Like, you may feel this energy coming before you even get into the new year. Spirit is saying, don't be too rigid in your thinking. Get rid of stagnant energies. Look at what's no longer serving a purpose or contributing to your growth. What areas aren't you changing in your life? Something new is emerging, and old structures and beliefs and ways of operating is ending. I feel like in 2023, guys, you are figuring out what you've been reincarnated to do. 100%. I felt like this when I looked at the spread. There is no doubt about it. I don't know what I'm gonna put a title for this reading, but in 2023, mark my words, some of you are going to find out what you've been reincarnated to do. And you have a major life-changing transformation and events coming up for you this next year. And I feel like you're learning to manage your resources, your finances. You're letting go of guilt. You're letting go of guilt. You're letting go of doubt. You're letting go of the fears and insecurities. You're forgiving. So you're letting go of that resentment. In other words, Spirit is like, look, don't let your stubbornness stop you from making those necessary changes. They're like, did you just call me stubborn? I know she did not just call me stubborn. Yeah, I did just call you stubborn. And some of you need to work on being vulnerable. This card just fell out the deck. Positive thinking and working on being vulnerable. It's okay. It's okay. Like, you got this. You can do this. Speaking of the star card coming out, Spirit is saying that you're learning to trust the universe. You're learning to trust yourself. You're learning to believe again. Wow. In 2023, you're learning to believe again. What are you learning to believe again? What did you maybe you're getting closer with your spirituality. Maybe you're getting connected with your spirit guides. I do feel like, I'm going to also say this too. I feel like some of you have somebody, a deceased person, that is looking over you and helping you to manifest your goals and dreams and stuff. I feel like they are protecting you, guiding you in this realm. 100%. I'm seeing it in the Emperor, the Ten of Swords, and the Death, and the creative power. Also, I feel like somebody is going to give birth to something. So something you conceive. Okay, for some of you, this could be a literal birth. Like maybe the person is like a deceased grandparent and you're giving birth. And, you know, there's some association there. They want you to know, they want me to confirm that they are here, they know, and they love you, okay? And that they're with your baby. But I also feel like something you conceive, this could be an idea, a business. This person is coming through because they want you to know that they are here orchestrating things for you for your success. Whoever this is, this could be a parent, a grandparent, because we have the Emperor and the Ten of Swords here. A godparent, aunt or uncle, a friend, cousin, relative. It's somebody here. Their energy is strong. Excuse me. You are very wise. You have a lot of wisdom. You have a lot to offer. You have a strong personality. You could be dominant or operate on your dominant side or your masculine side. But I also feel like you need to work on your feminine side. I feel like you need to work on receiving and allowing things to unfold. Spirit is like, look, during this time, you need to be level-headed, stay grounded, and protect your energy. There's a big theme here of protecting your energy, okay? I don't really like to read like on like curses and all that extra stuff and hexes, but I will say like this Ten of Swords could be a representation of that or breaking generational curses. And I feel like there's a need to protect your aura and your energy. I felt this by looking at the Trust and Tricksters and the creative power. This is about being protective of what you put in your body, who you associate with, your sexual intercourses, who are you talking to, who are you allowing in your mind, the thoughts you're allowing in your mind, the energies you're allowing. Like it's that conscious knowing, okay? And just being protective. So I didn't say this with the chakras, but some things that you can do to balance your chakras or to protect yourself, you can meditate. You can do yoga, you can listen to healing music, you could do Reiki, energy healing. There's so many things that you could do. Tap into it. Tap into it. You can light a candle, right? Pray. Say affirmations. Do a vision board. Journal. Shadow work, inner work. Spirit is saying to achieve your goals, you're going to need a clear mindset, and it's going to take a lot of concentration and self-control. In other words, here with this Emperor card and the King of Swords and the Ten of Swords, it's almost like they're saying like you need to know when to take the lead, but you also need to know when to step back. You need to know when to work and when to rest. And I feel like you're going to be learning to be more expressive and adventurous as we go into this new year. I feel like, guys, you're going to be commanding a lot of respect. Now, either you're commanding or maybe you just have a strong presence and your presence command a lot of respect. But I see you also setting boundaries. And people are going to notice a lot of changes in you. You will be making strong impressions on people, building a reputation for yourself. People will see you as trustworthy and listen to what you have to say. You're well respected, very knowledgeable. You're like a mentor or teacher to other people. People can learn a lot from you. I see you investigating the truth. It's almost like you're seeking answers to make a decision. So you could be big on like research and learning and implementing new things. I see that. You're very self-assured, okay? Or Spirit wants you to be self-assured with the decisions that you make. You're going to be looking for information, accurate information. I see you considering your options very carefully. You don't want to be left in the dark about anything. I feel like you want people to be straightforward. You want them to spell things out to you. You want them to communicate it very clearly. Maybe this is you. Like, you could be that astute person and just want things to be right. You want to convey accuracy, portray yourself in a certain way, a higher manner. I feel you will be speaking your mind, even if it hurt. Even if it hurt, you speaking your mind. You telling it like it is. You telling the truth. But I feel like your intentions is going to be sincere. You're going to be selective about who you associate with. You're going to be very self-sufficient in addition to the relationships that you create in 2023. Spirit is saying it's time to stop blaming your parents for their actions or inactions. It's time for you to take accountability. Spirit is like, you need to focus on a big picture. You have to see your obstacles without letting them affect you. When we take a look at the Emperor and the Ten of Swords in a creative power card, I feel like you guys are reparenting yourself. Okay, look at this. Come on, tell me you see it. You are reparenting yourself, guys. I want you to read a book. Look, I don't want to hold you too long in this reading. Either read a book on reparenting yourself, look up some YouTube videos, find out if you don't know what reparenting is, delve deep into it, because I feel like for 2023, you guys are going to be reparenting yourself, okay? You have this inner mother, this inner father, and it's time for you to validate your reality with this Trust and Tricksters card. This is about validating your reality, being that inner parent, showing self-compassion here in the Two of Cups. It's about listening to your needs here with this Yin card. That conscious allowing, this is what this is about, that divine feminine. So listening to yourself, self-compassion, self-love, and learning to separate the problem from your identity. That's so interesting. You're learning to separate the problem from your identity. This is what this is about too. Wow. A lot of you are, I will say, you're thinking long-term. You're factoring in like the long-term benefits of things. Spirit is saying to me, some of you feel like you haven't been really enjoying life. That's going to resonate with somebody. That won't be for everybody. Maybe you feel like it's the predicament you're in. Maybe you feel like you don't have enough time. Maybe you feel like it's finances. Maybe you feel like it's something else. But some of you feel as though you aren't really living or enjoying life. Maybe the way you would like to, or the way you feel you're supposed to. So here's what I'm seeing. You're going through a transitional time. You're going to be listening to podcasts. This could be readings. You could be listening to motivational speakers, following certain leaders on social media, following your role models, doing research into them. You may receive advice, talking to psychics. You could be getting coaching. You can be going to therapy. You name it. Taking trainings and seminars to just do that. They're saying personal development, personal or professional development. I just see you looking at the facts, and it's not so much about how you feel. As you can see, we only got one Cups card here. It's not about how you feel. You are really assessing the information and just taking a look at how things are playing out, and you are being logical. You're making decisions based on that, which is good. It's a good place to be coming from. Spirit is telling me that you are detaching from your attachments. And I feel like the things you were avoiding, the things you were trying to get away from or suppressing, that's being illuminated to you. or for you. And the things that you was afraid of, watch this, the things that you was afraid of is actually coming closer in your purview. All right, so before I end off this reading, I'm going to just touch on a few things and pull a little bit more confirmation cards. I did feel a little scattered in this reading because I felt like it was a lot of information with this spread, but again, this is the energies for 2023. So when I take a look at these cards, I just want to touch on something. It kind of reminded me of, I just was watching the Glass Onion movie yesterday, right? And how Janelle Monáe had to play different roles. And you may feel like you have to play different roles in your life. Maybe you're a person that have or wears many hats. Or maybe you felt like you had to do that with different people in your life because of, you know, the way that they was, right? But the thing is, there's a theme here of trusting people that really don't have your best interest. Because if you watch the movie, you'll know that people didn't really have her back when she needed it the most or when it counted the most. And people trying to take your ideas and stuff. So there was like a lot of deception. But in the end, they really did not win. In the end, some people recognized, you know, their mistakes. And some people lost what was really never theirs. But it just shows me, and the reason why I'm touching on that is because this kind of reminded me of that. So 2023, guys, and what I'm trying to say is just be mindful of who you trust. Or I feel like some of you experienced that in this is the reason why the Ten of Swords is coming up, because that makes sense, Spirit. So they want me to relay this message because you experienced a lot of betrayal and backstabbing and going through a lot. Your enemies is preying on your downfall and people talking about you behind your back and people causing you a lot of stress, and you had to sever ties and stuff. You hit rock bottom. And this is the reason why the Emperor and the King of Swords is here, because you, through that process, learned a lot. You learned a lot. This is I'm telling you, your life experience is the reason why you get through in life, because you went through a lot. And so, yes, a little bit of karmic ties that you are severing as you go into 2023, which is why the Death card and the creative power is here. So again, I feel like you are going through that process of liberating yourself and freeing yourself from past instances that happened to you, and no longer having that victim mentality or being a victim to circumstance, and now creating how you want, you know, your life to look. Okay. When we take a look at this creative power card, when we take a look at the death, I don't know about you, but I've experienced death, right? We all experience loss in some way. Okay. And so when we take a look at these cards, it kind of gives you that sense of helplessness, right? Or maybe this sense of perfectionism, like you want everything to be right? Especially here with the creative power. But there's no book or there's no manual on like how to be the perfect parent. There's no manual on how to deal with death. And, you know, when people leave or they say they were really not, they didn't really leave, they're with you in spirit. And, you know, just do your best when you are becoming a parent, be that role model. There's all these advice, but there's no perfect manual. So what Spirit is trying to tell me to tell you is that some of you may be trying to, you may be questioning things. You may be trying to figure out the whys of things, right? You may be trying to figure out the hows of things. But Spirit is like, look, it's going to happen, right? These are things that's just happening. Sometimes it could be within your control, without your control, but it's happening. Right? This is what Spirit want me to tell you. 2023, guys, it is happening. Brace yourself. And again, like I said, with the root chakra, your survival instincts are kicking in. It's funny how we start off the year with the root chakra, the basic needs, and meeting that, and then moving into the clear seeing with your intuition, right? So after going through this experience, now you have this seeing, now your intuition, you're working with it more. And then you end off with the solar plex and you end off with the heart chakra, okay? So it's kind of humbling in a sense. This experience will humble you. It's a lot that you can learn from it, a lot that you can gain from it. And it's going to bring you that exposure to the knowledge, that inner knowledge, that inner knowing, okay? I wanted to touch on that because it reminds me of like a single parent that really don't know how they're going to do it, but they have to rely on their wits. They have to rely on their resourcefulness. Okay. They have to rely on their skills, not so much other people, but really just relying on, trusting and embracing the universe. having faith. This is what this is about, is having faith. When we take a look at these cards deeper, let me hold it close. You see how this is spiraling around her, but then you see how this beautiful essence start to spiral. It tells me, guys, you are supported. The universe is going to figure it out. You may not have all the answers to everything. Remember what I said, with all the planet in the world, you cannot prevent everything, but the universe is saying, look, if you just trust us, stop trusting in the negative narrative that you're telling yourself. Stop trusting in those words. Stop trusting us. Trusting us that we will support you. Okay? I love this image. It kind of reminds me of the Beyonce picture that she took when she was pregnant with the twins, right? Somebody pregnant with twins? Or maybe you have a choice between two things, two options, two places, two people. I don't know. Two states. Maybe you're trying to move or whatever. But it reminds me of that, right? Are you doing a photo shoot? Maybe you have to build more, create. Spirit is saying create. Well, maybe for some of you, it's actually not a photo shoot. I feel like the trust and tricksters next to the creative power is for you to not believe everything you see on social media, or to not compare. Stop comparing yourself to other people that you see online, okay? Seeing people in the media, or stop comparing yourself to the media. You know, like all of those conditionings, you need to stop. It's affecting your energy. It's affecting your own creativity, your own individuality. It's having an impact on that. And so sometimes that can stop you and discourage you. So be mindful of that. Archangel Michael, we're going to invite you into this reading. What is the message you want? Okay, that went so far. Let me see if I can get it, guys. Okay. Wow, look at this. Detach from the situation. Some of you are too attached to a particular idea, a particular thing. And what did I tell you? I told you, I said in this reading, I said it to you. I said, you are being detached from these things. So the Archangel Michael prayer says, I ask you to use your flaming sword to cut any attachment to fear or drama, so that I may be centered in the knowingness that peace is everywhere within me in this situation. Okay, so just having peace. Some of you have that fear, and it was projected and causing a lot of drama in your life and a lot of drama in your mind. And so this is why this card is coming up. Okay, thank you, Archangel Michael. And then under the deck it says, go forward fiercely. So the prayer for this says, thank you for walking with me every step of the way, for holding my hand, giving me confidence and courage, and guiding my thoughts and actions in the direction of love and my true life's purpose. So you're getting a green light to go ahead and move ahead on this, okay? Now, when we move into the crystal angel cards, I want to pull Archangel Michael. We would like to know the crystal message. Archangel Raphael want to come in. So there's some healing. Archangel Raphael, what is the message? This is it right here. Wow, look at this, guys. I'm flew out the deck, clearing the negativity. Release negativity from within or around you. Listen, I know, see, what happens is, some of you know me as a reader, some of you don't. Even though I pulled these cards and didn't shuffle on camera, I'm pulling these cards right now as confirmation to show you that I know, like, when my readings, it's a reading, okay? Like, Spirit is giving it to you raw. They're giving it to you because they want you to have this information, especially going into the new year, guys. So Archangel, we're going to work with Archangel Haniel. What is the message for them? What is their soul's truth going into 2023, Spirit? What is their soul truth? I have some wayward cards falling. Bear with me. All right, Spirit, what is Archangel Mike? Okay. Okay, I wanted to say Archangel Haniel, but Archangel Michael, I accidentally slipped up and said Archangel Michael. He has a message for you. So your soul truth, it says, am I letting fear stop me? Okay, so it says, are you experiencing a mountain of fear right now? Are you stalling, freezing, or giving up? The juicy secret is you are the boss of fear. You are unstoppable, but it is up to you to see that by taking action. So your sole action for 2023, hear me good, hear me nice, okay? Your sole action for 2023, it says be brave and do it scared. choose one fear and move through it, you are in need of a hero. So that is who you will become. Wow, that is who you will become. Archangel Haniel, do you have a message for them? Do you have a message for their soul truth, or is that it? You are the boss of fear. You are the boss. I like that. Archangel Haniel has a message for you. Let's see. All right, come through. What if it was easy? What if it was easy? Let's see. It doesn't have to be hard. Call in the universe, the stars, the angels, and all their powers. Find the solution. Would you take the next step if it were easy? It's time to expect ease. Call in grace and receive guidance. You are supported. So, the second card, come on now, I'm giving you some assignments for 2023. Your soul's action for 2023. List 10 possible ideals for your soul's current calling. Lean into it. Ease. It's here. You just have to say yes to it. I kind of felt that theme too of just like saying yes to things for 2023, but it doesn't have to be hard, guys. Archangel Haniel is coming to you right now saying, listen, call in the universe, call in the stars, call in your angels and all of their powers, because they are here to help you find the solutions and help you make things easier. I hope that this helps. I'm wishing you so many more blessings in 2023. Let me know if this resonated for you. Please comment right below. Reach out to me. My email will also be at the ending. So as always, stay blessed.